stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Trustee Caputo.
Yep.
Trustee Demo.
Here.
Trustee Fulmer.
Here.
Jarvis here. So this is an emergency meeting, so-called, to get the rates, because we find out now the men's league, women's league are meeting this week instead of later in the month like we had hoped, and we just need to discuss the golf rates before these people meet, so we can figure out what we're doing. I didn't bring your sheet from the new rates.
I don't think we need it.
So, the old business is the golf rates, a discussion on it.
Well, I can start. I've gotten calls and grief and aggravation everywhere it goes since Tuesday night. So from what I'm understanding, the men's golf league is going, if they haven't already started, looking to be somewhere else. And other people.
I've gotten phone calls from Walt, what's his name, Eric Sherbino. I haven't heard anything from the ladies' league, thank goodness, I'm sorry. I think looking at what we've done in the past, what we need to do in the future is we need to get Tim more instruction, this is what you have to do, not should do, but this is what you have. For instance, the hole cutter. Do we need a new one? I guess this hole cutter is a couple hundred years old, maybe. I'm exaggerating, but from my understanding, when they cut the hole, which they don't do that often, and they put the plug back in the old one and they have the new hole, it kind of leaves a lip on it. It should be even, correct? I'm not a golfer, so I don't know much about it, but I guess it presents like think about it, an eighth of an inch makes a big difference.
How much is the new one?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but at least once a week on all of the holes, all of the greens, he has to change. Is the hole is what the correct term? And I think we need to get him better instruction on greens cutting, rough cutting, fairway cutting, so that it's in a better condition. Am I using the right terms for these? Rather than, well, I'm not sure. No, you need it. So I'm looking at, excuse me. With condition of the course, should we not leave the rates the same and put more emphasis on improvements with the cutting, placements, and condition of the course?
Everything. The way it sounds, the way people are.
Plus, I mean,
complaining.
if we can get the condition up and the people saying, wow, it's a big difference on this course, yes, we don't mind paying an extra for playing on this course. If we don't get it to where it should be, and students going from 70 to 140, people are going to go, we're not going to play here. We're just not going to come here. I know you put a lot of work into it. It's a lot of work.
As I said, on paper and in the receipts to the golf course, it would be $140. all they have to do is stop and pick up a voucher from the town, and they'll get $50 off. If they're on the school team, they'll get if you guys agree to bill the school, which the school always used to get billed, whatever the school puts towards us, I'm not saying to double jeopardize the kids, we'll put that towards it, so it'll still be $70 for the kids.
As, whether we're paying village taxes on top of our town taxes, on top of our school taxes, we haven't charged the school in, I don't know.
Years, and
This is 5.5 years in this position and 8 years previous as trustee.
So you should have the
never-
history, because she said Molly said the other night, she
remembers.
remembers charging.
Yep.
The school always used to pay $500, so you've been here this whole time. Why did it change?
And there's sometimes some of these
Why did
things.
it change? Because that's the,
Yep.
and that's why, I maybe think that I went a little bit high, but we need to have these conversations, because let them go to another course. We did not raise the league rates. I did not request to raise those. They cannot go to another course at these rates, even if we raise them the $70. So they want to go to Lafargeville, they want to go to Clayton. Their rates are $450 for a season pass. If they want to go, let them go. And I'm not set on the $70, but it needs to be a conversation. What I'm trying to get more than anything is conversation, because those 60 people, village residents that do play and do get season passes, because we're not talking about changing any of the daily rates, we're not talking about changing any of that. They are supplementing the other 570 taxpayers are supplementing them.
Yep.
And is
So
that fair and right?
approximately lose 45,000 on the golf course.
35 to 45.
35, 45.
My only problem with the way Tuesday was handled, I think we should have had the paperwork a couple of days before, and maybe had a workshop and had some discussion, and we would have been prepared for it. And somehow, if we had a workshop, maybe we would have gotten some of these people in here to say, you know, it's not going to happen. It was just not right getting it in the afternoon and then having to ask for it and then being expected to understand it and vote for it.
That's my biggest problem. I need to have it, and all the other boards I've been on, information is given to the entire board a month to 2 weeks before a board meeting. Then you can have your breakout sessions, you can have discussion amongst people, but had I not asked for that morning, we would have had it sitting on the table. So what happens is, we're all going, what the heck is this? And then you've got people out here watching the dynamics up here. You said bullshit.
I did, because it is
But you
bullshit.
know, you can't swear in a meeting. It's not decorum in a board
It's not
meeting.
professional.
Yes.
It's
I've
not.
And you know what?
never
He
been
has
accused
had
of
to
that.
throw out
Well,
people out of
Tuesday,
here for
It
swearing.
happened.
He would have.
If the audience isn't gonna be cordial and professional enough, I'm sorry, the board should be cordial and professional enough to be professional. They should be. That's the people going, she didn't just say that. Yes, she did.
I mean, I didn't need it 2 weeks in advance. A day or two might have been nice, but I felt like an idiot sitting here with your numbers and them looking at us going,
What's going on?
okay, she just did that, you three look like you don't know what you're talking about, and we didn't. I mean, when I do something, I hand out paperwork ahead of time, just to make sure that
And it needs to
I'm
be,
covered.
it needs to go to him. He's got, when any of us go out and do stuff, I have something that I wanna do, and I'm proposing it to him. And if he says, yeah, let's go for this, we're gonna go for it.
9 times
And
out
we'll
of
see
10,
what happens.
it's, yes, please check into it. again, this is not a dictatorship, this is,
Procedure.
we're working together, whether it's a village board, town board, city board, county board, there is a legislative head and assignments, and it's supposed to be worked together so that we all know what's going on. And if we just, here's the new rates in the morning, or if Sydney hadn't said anything, it had been 5 o'clock that night, 4:45 that night, that we went,
And
here's
how
the new
many
rate.
times did I ask, how do we go about this? And every time I've asked anything, when it's concerned the golf course, it's on you, it's on you. You choose. And then when I called Melissa 2 weeks, and I will apologize for not having it sooner. And absolutely, in hindsight, I understand what you're saying, and I apologize for that. And I will make sure that in the future, I will have stuff more timely. But I called and tried to set up a time to meet with them, wherever. And the first time, that was a week before this meeting, because I wanted to get it to you guys, you know, things happen and Melissa couldn't be there. She had school all day, she couldn't be there. The next time she could come see me, that we could meet, was on Friday. And then, Steve, you didn't like that, so I'm like, okay, so now I can't meet with them at all. You know what? I gotta come up with something, and that's where I took the 3 other golf courses. I did talk to them. I'm like, where, you know, what do you think is reasonable? And they, you know, that's what the 3 of us came up with. And I didn't get it typed up until Monday night. I'm sorry, it was late Friday, it was Monday night before I got it typed up. When you asked for it, I happened to have it right there and sent it. So I'll apologize for that, and I will make sure that doesn't happen in the past. But again, you know, and everything you're saying, Steve, about the golf course, I've already discussed with Tim. I've already told him he can't wait. My father was over there on Tuesday when they changed, Monday or Tuesday, when they changed the holes for the first time. He watched, he was just there to observe. He watched how the guys were doing the whole, I don't even know the technical term. You know, and he said that it actually worked very well. It wasn't as hard to use as what Tim had kind of described beforehand. Marcus did a very good job with it. The only comment that Dad had was that, you know, when they're done, because remember how Walt said that when you take the plug out and they put it in the old one, it would be up too high and all of that. Dad showed them how to fix that. Dad said, you know, you've got to take a little bit of sand and go over the top, and then as soon as you either sprinkle, you know, the water sprinklers on it, or it rains. It's
gotta be flush.
It'll take in that, and it will handle that. So I understand, and I know, and I've had these conversations, and, you know, so I don't know what more you want me to do. You told me it was my bailiwick. I'm trying to put someone in there who has done this for 35 years, that is more than willing to train and help.
Has he come in and filled out his paperwork with Molly? Payroll?
He filled out his application, but he's got other paperwork that needs.
Remember, I asked Tuesday night, what happens next?
Yep.
We have these applications.
Yeah, we talked about that, about your dad in the office.
Afterwards, but I
Oh,
had talked
okay, yeah,
to
but-
Steve before the meeting, and I had asked, how does this work?
Yep.
You know, do we hire him here? Does Tim tell him to come in? Like,
So
I don't know,
yeah, once-
and I haven't, other than afterwards, you talked in there and made it more clear.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah, he
you
needs-
have to understand that when it comes to that, you know, he is my father, and I can recommend him, but I'm gonna recluse myself and not vote.
Which is
So
the correct way to
I
do it.
need you to say that, you know, that's what I wanted to do Tuesday night, was have a vote, because that's what I've seen happen out there. And you said to me before the meeting, just their names. And I'm like,
Well,
okay.
it has to come into the office. Your father can't be out there instructing the village employees without being on the payroll in case something happens. So maybe,
Even though he's just there looking,
He's got to come in.
it's, yes, you fill out an application and we hire you, but then you got, like, any job, or pretty much most any job, you got your insurance paper, your,
Everything.
all the other that has to go with, what is it, with the golf course? Aren't they part of the union?
Yeah.
Is it, the golf course is part of the union, so there's things that have to be covered with those employees, which is different than lifeguards, dock attendants, the park attendant. Those are some, but
So do you have a policy on how this is all supposed to work?
Molly hasn't.
Well, I think part of our problem is that maybe we assumed that you were on the town board and you would have known that. You know,
Which
you
is-
have applications.
You don't have a golf course or.
Right, so maybe we were that way, but if I get applications, you know, the applications come into the office, Molly's in charge, she tells me I have applications, I look at them, we interview them, if we agree to hire them, then everybody comes in here with the paperwork. I mean, that should have been a no-brainer.
Your tax form.
He had to come in here.
Right. I know, but like I said, and the way we've done hiring at the town in the past was you put ads in the paper like we did. They come in and at Tuesday night's meeting, we would have had an executive meeting to discuss employee applications. And then, you know, we decide, yes, we're gonna hire this one, and then they get notified and be brought in. And,
Okay,
and
that's
again,
where we're different. We don't do
and that's
that.
why I said, how do we do this? Do I just tell you at the board meeting and then you guys vote? Cause like I say, I'm gonna recluse myself
Right.
on that one because I don't feel that I should be voting.
No, it's like
And if you guys don't want
me
it,
for
that's fine
voting
too.
for, like right now for Hearts for Youth, I recuse myself because it's my daughter.
And we don't have a problem with your dad.
No,
You know,
not
he
at
needs
all.
to come in, fill out his application, and after that, then he works with Tim for scheduling, you know, and do the training, whatever you feel you need. And it's, you know, if people come in for lifeguard, and even when I had docs, they come in here, they fill out the application, they bring it back, I sit with Molly, we do interviews, we decide to hire them, we hire them, and if we hire them and they start in between board meetings, then at the next board meeting, we, you know, retro vote, yes, we're gonna hire all these people. You know, so you're not stuck waiting. But yeah, everything needs to be funneled through the office. Yes, he needs to know, but that kind of stuff happens. I think we don't do that at executive, because we'd be here forever and ever. You know, that's the kind of thing you just hand
Yeah,
over to Molly, and I got 5 people, here they are, let's make it happen.
The town does it this way, we do it different. The town has the town association with New York State, we have NICOM. We have different rules from the town association. It's like, shouldn't they all be pretty close the same? But they're different.
No.
When you look at some of this stuff, it's like, shouldn't this be the same? And it isn't. But we'll work on a lot of things. We can. It just,
But a lot
I will
of
apologize here in the public
too.
that, yes, what you did at the town is different than what we do here at the village. If there's questions, I got it 24/7. Unless it's the middle of the night and I don't have my hearing aids in, it won't ring.
Well, I try not
But-
to bother him after 9 or before
But
9, and you just talk to Molly.
I will help. It doesn't matter who's sitting at this table. It doesn't matter who's in the audience. I will do my absolute best to make sure you have the correct information. She has it. Whoever is here. If I can't get it right now, I'll come in, go through the book. The best resource, go to the book. Here's the code book, here's the Nikon book, here's
Molly.
Here's
After
Molly's.
after 1 o'clock. You can ask Molly anything, after 1 o'clock, unless it's an
I will
emergency.
So, tell me so, Sunday night, afternoon, evening, watching the weather forecast, it's supposed to start raining. We need fertilizers and stuff on that golf course. We've got everything to do it. But Tim says he can't come in and he's not working on weekends
No, it's overtime.
because it's overtime. So is there no flexibility in schedules? Does that mean the other workers can't, you know, have different schedules? Like, what is the rules for over there? Can they only work from 6 until
Typically, it's Monday
6
through
to
Friday.
3?
Unless there's, your part-time summer help are scheduled, because your workday is 7 days a week. There's no Monday through Friday. We have people mowing on Saturdays, we have people mowing on Sundays. Let me find out. I'll talk with Jarrett to get it straightened out for the fertilizer, and I will get back to you today.
Well, maybe at some point, you and she and Jarrett and Tim should have a meeting,
Yes.
so that everybody understands how
So
it
we
works.
can find, because I don't know anything about the
The
fertilizer.
problem is if you start changing everybody's schedules, you know, Monday, or Tuesday is trash, Wednesday's recyclables, and Critter said something the other day. But what Critter didn't realize is we're picking up more trash than we did when he was here. So they're not done at lunchtime, and literally, especially now with summer coming, Jared has 1 day a week where his guys are free to do projects. You know, and Jared did talk to Tibbles, and, you know, I suggested that
And
next
this-
board
this
meeting,
deal
Tibbles
about
be on.
Not
Speed
having
dial.
the town haul gravel this winter for the pickleball courts.
They only had one truck.
I don't know where the audience got it that we just talked to Mike. Well, Mike's in Alabama on vacation. So when did they talk to Mike? And Jarrett talked to Mike, who didn't know he was in Alabama. Yes, he had one truck for hauling, and it's the same size truck that we have. But he goes, yeah, I had the truck, all the rest of them were outfitted with the sanders and plows, which was wintertime, and he goes, yeah, I got the one truck, but I really didn't have the manpower. And like you know, the county is absolutely swamped trying to do their work. They put an email out to everybody that, sorry, we can't help you this summer because we're busy. And the town is absolutely swamped themselves with their projects, the same as we're busy getting ready for the summer season.
And I just don't understand where everybody thinks that, you know, you got the town guys work 4/10s, and like Tibble said, Jared, if we had the time, we could help you, but we're out fixing and building roads. Like, everybody just expects that they're gonna just drop it, and the expectation level is unreal, and nobody actually, you know, knew, and you wonder where some of this comes from. And even with the pickleball, I was kind of, I don't wanna say ambush, but I was totally unaware that that was gonna happen like that. And it's like, what?
The town is swamped. We're busy, the county,
Everybody.
I don't care what government agency.
I have to get back to work.
Okay,
There is nobody in my office, as
Okay.
much as I'd love
Okay.
to sit here and talk, but
All right,
I think then, after we vote for this, there should be times when you say, hey, or you set up that we have some workshops maybe that we can talk, because I think that's what we need.
And I'm
Yes.
supposed to be going to New York City right now, so
Okay.
Well,
this was
get
supposed
your
to
car
take
moving.
5 minutes.
I
We'll
know,
get your
that's
get
why
your car moving.
That's why I
I
said.
can't, I got work I gotta do, so now
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
totally delayed.
Wait, okay, so,
This is why we
I-
needed to talk before all this, not coming here now.
okay.
I will make a motion, if you're ready for that.
Okay,
I will make a motion that we do not have any rate increases for the 23-24 golf season.
I second the motion.
motion by trustee Fulmer, second by trustee Demo, to leave rates 23, I almost wrote 2032.
Yeah, 23-24.
in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye. We should do some sort of increase, even if it's just $20. The cost of everything has gone up. But as you
Yes,
say,
it's,
But the cost of
Everything's
people has
good.
gone up too.
that's what I said, the cost of everything has gone up, and for them to think that it should remain the same is wrong, but I do have to get back to work.
motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to
Had
adjourn.
fun in New York City.
Thank you.
1:56. Homer,
Can you second,
Demo.
Cindy?
Hmm?
Second motion.
I second the
all in
motion.
favor? Aye. Done.